The first thing I remember is the smell. Cold steel, formaldehyde, and something else. Something metallic and wrong. It was October 22nd, 2007, inside the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences in Houston, Texas, United States. And I was standing only a few feet away when Dr. Samantha Cole, the chief medical examiner, began the autopsy of a body that police insisted was just another unidentified male. But nothing about that body was normal. The victim had been discovered earlier that morning at 5:14 a.m. behind an abandoned service road near Buffalo Bayou Park by a sanitation worker named Luis Mendoza. The man appeared to be in his early 40s, dressed in a dark gray suit, his hands folded neatly across his chest, as if someone had carefully posed him. No signs of struggle, no blood, no visible wounds. But the moment paramedics checked his pulse, they knew something was deeply wrong. His skin was cold, far colder than a body that had supposedly died only hours earlier. Police identified the victim later that afternoon using fingerprints. His name was Dr. Alan Reed, a 44-year-old biomedical researcher who worked at Lindhurst BioSystems, a private laboratory facility located just outside Pasadena, Texas. And here's the detail investigators couldn't explain. Dr. Reed had been reported missing 3 days earlier, on October 19th, after leaving work late that evening. Security cameras at Lindhurst showed him exiting the building at 9:36 p.m. and walking into the parking lot, but he never got into his car. Instead, footage showed him suddenly turning his head towards something off camera and walking calmly into the darkness behind the facility. He was never seen again, until his body appeared behind Buffalo Bayou. By 8:42 a.m., Dr. Cole began the autopsy. I was observing from the side of the room when the first incision was made across the chest cavity. At first, everything looked routine. Then, Dr. Cole froze. She leaned closer, pulling the rib cage open wider, and whispered something I'll never forget. His organs, they're wrong. Not diseased, not damaged. Wrong. Inside Dr. Reed's body, every major organ had been surgically rearranged. The heart sat on the right side of his chest instead of the left. The liver had been rotated and stitched behind the stomach. The lungs were reversed, with the larger right lung placed where the smaller left lung should be. Even the intestines had been threaded backward, as if someone had removed everything and reassembled the human body like a puzzle, but deliberately reversed the instructions. And whoever did it had surgical skill. Every incision was precise, every stitch clean. There was almost no internal bleeding, meaning the procedure had likely been performed while Dr. Reed was still alive, but heavily sedated. But the worst moment came 30 minutes later. Dr. Cole reached the cranial cavity. When she opened the skull, the room went completely silent because Dr. Reed's brain stem had been rotated nearly 180 degrees, a manipulation so delicate it would require microsurgical equipment normally used only in advanced neurological research labs, which raised the question investigators never answered. Who had access to that level of equipment? The answer seemed obvious: Lindhurst BioSystems. Detectives obtained a warrant and searched the laboratory on October 25th. Inside one of the restricted research wings, they found a surgical room that had been wiped completely clean, except for one detail: a discarded research notebook. On the final page was a diagram of the human body, every organ reversed. Next to it was a handwritten note in Dr. Reed's own handwriting. If the theory is correct, the body will still function. But Dr. Reed never got the chance to prove it, because toxicology revealed that just before death, His bloodstream contained extremely high levels of ketamine and experimental neural suppressants, drugs capable of paralyzing the body while leaving the brain conscious, meaning there is a strong possibility that during the entire procedure, Dr. Alan Reed was awake. The investigation into Lindhurst BioSystems was abruptly closed in January 2008 after federal authorities classified the case under restricted biomedical research protocols. No one was charged. The lab shut down 2 months later, and the surgical wing where the procedure likely took place was reportedly demolished overnight. But I still remember the final detail from that autopsy. When Dr. Cole placed Dr. Reed's organs back into the body cavity for examination photographs, they didn't fit properly because the human body was never meant to be built that way, which means somewhere, someone deliberately proved something terrifying. A person can survive longer than expected, even when everything inside them is backward. Follow Dark Horror Evidence for more.